6 months after the death of George Floyd, a group of girls at a local high school has reminded us that black lives still matter. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Max Hofer shares their experiences and how we all play a part in continuing the conversation.
Washington high schoolers Miriam James, Antoinette BITA, Rahel Magosha, and AGNES KABWALI aren't warriors because it's their school's mascot. It's because every day they're fighting for racial justice and equality for the black community.
We're kind of trying to find a way to bring the topic up because a lot of people, again, it's a sensitive topic to bring up. Some people might be alarmed by it, other people might not feel comfortable talking about it.
Growing up as young black women in South Dakota, they say they've all experienced racism in some form.
You grow up and you realize that there have been so many instances in your life where you've been treated with microaggressions or people have been talking slowly to you.
You know, the only thing they know about us is that our ancestors were slaves, and that's literally it. They don't.
And they expect you to always have an opinion on
yes, it. So that's the thing they always attack us about is your ancestors were slaves, you know? Mm-hmm. That's all about you guys.
Sometimes it's easier, especially when you're around other black people who can kind of relate to you.
Last year, KABWALI, BITA, and James formed the Student Union Empowerment Group at their school.
It's just a place where we can be comfortable with each other, and anybody's welcome that is open-minded and is willing to share an opinion or learn more about the black history.
The group has done many projects at school to highlight black representation, from hanging flags that represent different cultures around their school to filling the display case with iconic historical figures for Black History Month.
The last day of Black History Month, we had a little celebration with different cultural foods and music.
I feel a lot of people have really taken into that and taken something away from it.
Despite finding success in empowering others, BITA goes on to say there's still a lack of understanding.
When we did the display case, we did have a teacher telling us that we're taking too long to finish it and that the month is gonna be over before we're done with it, which was kind of weird because celebrating blackness isn't something that lasts for the 28 days of February. It continues going on.
This issue has always been there, but has really taken notice in the wake of the murder of George Floyd that happened in May of 2020, an incident that sparked fear for each of them.
I remember I couldn't really get sleep or anything because I always felt scared for my brothers and my dad and all the males in my family.
But they also see this as a chance to spark meaningful conversations amongst their peers.
We need to turn this into something for the better and something that we can adjust and make life at least a little bit easier and create a little more equality. But I feel it has kickstart younger people like us to actually get up and do something about it.
The teenagers have been involved in groups performing peaceful protests and putting up chalk murals around town. But with continued violence against black people involving police around the country, there is a fear that it could desensitize people to the issues still at hand.
When the whole Breonna Taylor hashtag and the whole movement came along, I've seen that for 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared on social media.
But the group refuses to let the conversation end there. Along with the school's empowerment group, Magosha is working on a diversity program at her school to give all students equal room to express themselves and share their stories.
What it is partly creating that subgroup of all of our activities here at Washington and create student advocates from all of those groups. And basically, we all sit down and talk about how to make Washington better.
The group says one of the biggest ways is to continue the conversation about race inequality in everyday life.
Even if your mom, your dad, your uncle, your cousin, your best friend, your neighbor, if they're being racist or if they're saying something that is offensive towards black people or Asians or whoever, call it out. Don't be silent, because the more you're silent, the more they're going to think that's okay.
And not to chastise one another for a lack of understanding and furthering the divide, but rather try to educate.
Even this interview in itself, I feel it is a good start to talking about this, to getting it off the ground, to making this something that needs to happen, that should have already happened, you know.
And just because they've had their own experiences, that doesn't mean you should assume that they know it all either.
Just being black doesn't mean I know everything about black people, doesn't know I understand everything. So I'm still educating myself while trying to inform other people and trying to see other ways that we can help out in the community. And
right now, it seems difficult to have a conversation about change, but it takes several of those conversations to make change happen.
We need to be able to be more comfortable in trying to talk about those things, normalize those conversations.
Even though it's uncomfortable, you have to do it. For us to like move forward and for us to get past this, we have to have those uncomfortable conversations, either if it's with your family or your friends or your teachers. It's really important.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Max Hofer.
To hear more on how you can help continue the conversation, we have a special page on KELOLAND.com. You can find the link under this story.